Everything's covered up. You can't see anything because we're getting snow now. We've already gotten a few inches of snow. We're supposed to get something like 8 today. Good morning. So last time we left you guys off, we put the Z pipe in at a little pond and we had to quit, cap off the system because we wanted to get some water onto the potatoes. So now we're getting back onto the irrigation system, getting the last of the 6-inch Schedule 80 PVC pipe put into the ground. So we've got to get the excavator started here. The ground's frozen, it's about 20 degrees this morning. We'll get down into here, start digging, and cross our fingers that we don't hit too much ledge. We're back into the ledge now. I'm hoping I can break through a little bit so that we can at least keep this trench more or less flat for the pipe so we don't have to fill back in. But I'm going to try to break through some of this here and see how far we can get. So I've dug a trench yesterday. It was going really good, and then I hit ledge. We've got to go about 300 feet over the hill here towards the wood line, and this is where all the ledge on this side of the farm is. So we're having to kind of dance around it. So we're going to move down the hill a little bit, down the bank, dig another trench. Hopefully I run into either less ledge, no ledge. Here's the ledge I was talking about. It's kind of messy here, but I ran into it here, and then it got better on the other side of it. The only way to get rid of that ledge is with dynamite or with a jackhammer on like an excavator, or you could do it by hand, but I really don't think you'd get very far. When we were digging across the road on the other trench out in the field, we had to rent an excavator with a jackhammer on it to break through the ledge out there. That was about $1,000 a day to have that jackhammer here. I only had to have it out for a day. I put a full 8 hours on it. I'm gonna try to avoid that this time because it's quite expensive to have that machine come down here. I did a couple test holes further along, just in the direction we're gonna go, and it looks like the best route is not in the field, but it's right down the middle of the road, which is not a big deal. We can just fill over top of it with gravel, build the road up. It'll be a nicer road. It's not a bad thing. So we've gone as far towards the wood line as we're gonna go. We're gonna put a hydrant right there where the bucket of the excavator is. So now we've gotta go back and start filling this trench with some 6-inch PVC pipe. So Peter's lining up the pipe. Then Justin's gonna pound it together with the sledgehammer and the tool we made to go over the pipe and not hurt it. So what we're doing here is digging out a spot for the hydrant to go, and also an elbow to kind of point us back along the orchard. So we've got to dig it out a little deeper because we have to pour concrete around every fitting. And so there's going to be a hydrant here and an elbow, so we're going to pour concrete around both of them so that if you get air in your pipes and they start jarring, like you'll hear your pipes in your house creaking. Well, imagine that, like your pipes in your house are what, 3/4 of an inch standard? This is 6-inch, so there's a heck of a lot of pressure and power behind it. So if that pipe is banging around, it could just explode this into bits. So on every corner, on every tee, every fitting has to have concrete poured around it to hold it. It's called a thrust block. So that if air and water slam into that at high pressure, it doesn't just blow everything that way where the water, where the pipe's trying to divert it a different direction. So that's what we're doing now. We just have to dig it out a little bit so we can get some forms around it, pour concrete in here, and hold everything together. And Ralph doesn't approve of what we're doing yet. It'll be okay, Ralph. Ralph loves to help. Yep, right there. we've run into a problem. I need a 6-inch T to divert and go out to another hydrant. We don't have it. So I've got to order it from Pennsylvania, and it's going to be here middle of next week, I think. You need 30 inches of coverage over top of the 6-inch pipe, so you need a 36-inch trench. I'm gonna backfill a little bit into the trench. Peter is going to keep an eye on what we're putting in the trench, make sure nothing around the pipe is more than 1 inch in diameter. If you get rocks and stuff up against the pipe and they're bigger, as the pipe vibrates with water in it, that rock pushing on it can drill a hole right through it. So you've got to have fine material around the pipe to keep it from getting damaged. So we're gonna start to bury it. Okay, it's a few days later. We got the T from Pennsylvania, so we can continue on. We've got to go 3 sections down here after this hydrant, and then we can go to the left, to the south, into the field and catch that hydrant. So we're going to get these last few sections on, get the T in, and start dropping these hydrants in. So we ran into some ledge, and you can't put the pipe right on top of the ledge because as everything moves, it's just going to grind on that pipe and cut a hole through it. So we're going to take some of this fine loam and put it right over the ledge, just put it a couple inches down and cushion the pipe between the ledge and the pipe so that nothing chafes or wears. But this will be really good, won't be any rocks in it or anything. When I say there aren't any rocks in it, there's minimal rocks in it. There's not one piece of ground here that doesn't have rocks in it. So you will see some rocks in here, but we're going to kick them out of the way. Chuck another one on. Okay, so this is the fourth section from the last hydrant, and we're just after the ledge, so I can dig down a little bit for the thrust block of concrete we're gonna have to pour. So you got to be 8 inches under the pipe. So we're gonna move this pipe out of the way. I'm gonna dig a little bit down here and then start my way down to the next hydrant, and then we'll put the pipe on so that it's not in our way and we don't have to dig it by hand. Let's pound another one on, make sure that this is where we gotta be. So we're putting in the south line of irrigation pipe now. Peter and Justin are just backfilling so we can pound in the rest of the sections and it doesn't put extra pressure on that T that we glued in there yesterday. So we'll put a little bit of backfill on these to anchor them, and then we can pound on some more sections and get this south line done with the hydrant on the end of it. And then we can go down the road a little bit further. That's the end of the trench right there. We dug as far as we need to go. We're gonna put in this last one piece of irrigation pipe and then the hydrant that's right there. Now all we have left is putting on the cap. It's been about 4 or 5 years we've been trying to get this all done, so it's good to finally get this finished up this year. And then we can build the last of the concrete boxes, the thrust boxes to go around the pipe.
Good morning. We're just doing some last minute preparations to get ready for the concrete truck that's on the way. We're going to fill in the boxes around each of our hydrants and any of the areas that have bends in the pipes so that they're protected from breaking from the water. Once we get the concrete done today, we'll let that set up, and tomorrow we'll come back and backfill. And then this project will be pretty well wrapped up, I'd say.
irrigation project is done. I was a mad dash yesterday trying to get everything finished up outside, get cleaned up in the yard before this snow came, so it didn't bury everything. But we got the thrust box buried with dirt. Everything's covered up. You can't see anything because we're getting snow now. We've already gotten a few inches of snow. We're supposed to get something like 8 today. So we are probably done with outside jobs for this year. So this has been a long project. We've been working on this irrigation system for 4 years now, on and off as we had time. And we got the last hydrants put in finally and the last pipe run. So it's good to finally wrap this project up. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week. So I hope you liked the video, and if you did like it, if you could like and subscribe down below, that really helps us out. And let us know what you're doing in your garden, on your farm for irrigation. If you guys are doing underground, or if you're doing lay flat, or what it is, sprinklers or whatever. We've done all different kinds. This underground stuff is new to us, and we've been liking it so far.